Joe Biden. Ladies and gentlemen, take your seats, please. We're getting ready to start. But before, I'd like to take one large group picture so we can all press toward the middle. I'm kidding. It's okay. Please take your seats. We want to start here in just a few minutes. I got your head, Chief. It's good. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. We're getting ready to start. That means you too, Bill. Please take your seats. That's low. People in the back, please take your seats. Let's go, folks. You can chat a little bit later. Let's get this underway. Please take your seats. The only people standing should be the 28 members of the security detail. Mark Schreiber. Please take your seats. Now we're getting there. Let's go. Anybody here following baseball? Do you know when it started? When did baseball start? First year for baseball. Long time ago. The Bible starts in the big inning. In the big inning. Okay, let's get it started. Melissa Mollet is going to come up here in a minute and guide us with her traffic instructions through this program. She reminds me of Hometown Girl, which is a country western song, and it is. I just checked it out a little bit ago. She knows the roads. She knows before Seneca Parkway, Great Seneca Highway, all of those funny places. And when they didn't have numbers on them, or didn't have names, but just had numbers on back roads. Works for Channel 4. Her bio reads like Hometown Girl. Understands the value of schools and understands how kids need our help. I give you Melissa Millay.
Thank you, IJ. Greetings. Hello, everybody. How are you? Hello, hello. Welcome to the 11th annual induction ceremony for the Montgomery County Business Hall of Fame. I've never been to this lovely event before, and I've seen a lot of familiar faces here. My high school principal, my middle school math teacher. Charlie, where did you go? It's a reunion for me, so thanks for having me. So, as IJ said, my name is Melissa Millay. I am an anchor with News 4 Today. If you're up really early from 4 a.m. to 5 a.m., also do the traffic from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. So, yes, I know the roads. Grew up here in Montgomery County in Gaithersburg, live in Rockville now, native Washingtonian, Gaithersburg High School grad, proud Trojan. Go Trojans, and a proud resident of Montgomery County. I'm very excited to be part of this event for the first time as well. Let me start with just a little bit of housekeeping, just so you guys know how things are going to go today. We're not going to have a break in the program. Feel free to eat. You're not being rude. Eat, drink, enjoy while I'm up here, and everybody else comes up as well. We do ask that you silence your cell phones. I think I silenced mine. I hope I did, because it's in my purse down there now. So thank you for doing that in advance. So it was 12 years ago that Grossberg Company and Monument Bank, now Sandy Spring Bank, partnered to establish the Montgomery County Business Hall of Fame. From the beginning, the Hall of Fame was envisioned as a way to honor businessmen and women who have both enriched the corporate climate of Montgomery County and enhanced the county's quality of life. I know that's so important to all of us. Over the years, 46 individuals have been inducted into the Hall of Fame. Many of them, along with a number of other VIPs, will be with us this afternoon. So I'm going to go through a little list here of the folks who will be here or who are here in spirit, perhaps, and might be here a little bit later. Mark Elrich, Montgomery County Executive. From the Montgomery County Council, Gabe Albernaz. Is he here? He's here in spirit. Marilyn Balcom, Andrew Friedson, and Kate Stewart. John McCarthy, Montgomery County State's Attorney. From the Maryland State Senate, Cheryl Kagan. I saw her, yes, hello. Ben Kramer. And Will Smith. Congressman and current honoree David Trone. Brooke Learman is here as well with us today. From the Montgomery County Board of Education, Rebecca Svondrowski. Gaithersburg Mayor Judd Ashman. And Prince George's County Executive Angela Also Brooks. Some other VIPs, and I read these names on the news so often, so it's nice to get to actually see some of these folks in person. Montgomery County School Superintendent Munifa McKnight. My buddy Marcus Jones, Montgomery County Police Chief. I already came up to Marcus and I said, I have 3 things I want to talk about. Here they are. It's off the record. What do you think? All right, Kevin Mack, representing Senator Ben Cardin. Rich Madaleno, Montgomery County Chief Operating Officer. And former Montgomery County Executive Ike Leggett. I would also like to go through here the prior honorees. Some of you, I'm sure, are familiar with them. Marilyn Balcom. Gordon Barnaby. Kevin Beverly, Bonnie Fogel, Jeff Galvin, Saul Graham, Janana Italiano, Sophia Parker, Jim Soltez, Jim Sweet, Will Schlossenberg, and Carol Chwewick. Thank you guys for being here today. Today, we honor 4 additional business leaders as new members of the Montgomery County Business Hall of Fame. They come from diverse backgrounds, but each represents in his or her own way the determination, dedication, and entrepreneurial spirit that makes success possible. Each will be honored with a plaque displayed here at the universities at Shady Grove and the Montgomery County Conference Center as well. In addition to honoring these accomplished men and women, proceeds from this afternoon's event support scholarship programs here at USG. Now, let me introduce to you the individuals behind the Montgomery County Business Hall of Fame, and they are really spectacular. I'm sure you know some of them as well. Larry Rosenblum is chair of the Montgomery County Business Hall of Fame and a former partner at Grossberg Company. And while the Montgomery County Business Hall of Fame is just a little more than 1 decade old, Larry's commitment has made the hall and this annual induction ceremony fixtures on the Montgomery County business landscape. Michael Walsh was with the company for more than 20 years, becoming a partner in 2012. For 9 decades, the company has offered the highest quality tax and accounting services to its clients and community. The company has grown and thrived as the county has grown and thrived. And I believe in 2024, they will celebrate 100 years of service to the community and beyond. Isn't that incredible? Ken Cook is a member of the board of directors and former executive vice president of commercial banking with Sandy Spring Bank. Throughout his career as a banking executive, Ken has defined by his commitment to small business banking, community banking, and high-level service. Headquartered in Olney, that great old building, and with more than 50 locations across Maryland, Virginia, and DC, Sandy Spring is the premier community bank in the region, offering a broad range of commercial and retail banking, mortgage, private banking, trust services, insurance services, and wealth management. I would also like to take this chance to thank all of our sponsors, each of whom is listed in the program and scrolling also throughout the evening, or the afternoon, I should say, on our screens. It is nighttime for me, by the way. I got up at 2:18, so this is midnight right now. This event could not have been taking place without your support, so please take a moment, look at your program, look at these screens, and review the list of sponsors, and thank them for making this day a success. And now, if you will, please join me in welcoming Larry Rosenblum.
Thank you. Congratulations for the 11th consecutive year. You've continued your unbroken record of giving me a rousing, heartfelt, well-appreciated sitting ovation. Thank you. Okay, so on behalf of Grossberg Company, Sandy Spring Bank, USG, we welcome you to the 2023 Montgomery County Business Hall of Fame induction ceremony. First, some thank yous. Thank you, Melissa, for being our MC today. We appreciate it. She doesn't know this yet, but she's such a good sport. She's agreed to be our MC for the rest of her professional career. Isn't that sweet?
I'm retiring.
Okay. Want to thank USG for sponsoring this event and having us welcome here. I shouldn't have to cue you with every one of these thank yous, okay? The Hall of Fame committee, which works very hard, they do all the work, and I just, sit around, turn out the lights, and whatnot. And thank you, Hall of Fame committee. And let's especially thank whoever is responsible for this great weather today. So thank you, Ike Leggett. Okay, so this year again, we have 4 outstanding business individuals to honor. David Trone is a very generous man who helps us to relax with the fruit of the vine. We have magical Tien Wang, who helps turn innovative new ideas into thriving companies. Jillian Copeland, among other things, helps to educate some of our area's most exceptional children. And lastly, we honor Craig English, who creates the most vibrant and colorful artwork that brings such joy to our eyes and to our hearts. What a fantastic group. People ask us how we're able to find such exceptional business people to honor year after year. The answer is that the Montgomery County business community is chock full of outstanding business leaders who do so much not only to contribute to our economic success, but to greatly enhance our lives. We have now 50 people enshrined into the Hall of Fame. But I assure you, that is the tip of the iceberg. There are hundreds of eligible and worthy business people that hopefully over time will find their way into the Hall of Fame. So due to the support and generosity of many of you and plenty of others, we're so proud to report that in these first 11 years, we have raised almost $1.7 million for scholarships. We're still looking for more if you're so inclined, as this need doesn't go away. Over 1,200 students who otherwise would not have gone to USG and likely not have a college education have had their lives enhanced. It's a win-win situation. They ultimately get better jobs, better paying jobs, and we get a better educated workforce. Sadly, we lost one of our own last year. Let's take a moment of silence to remember our friend and supreme business leader, Bruce Lee. What a loss. Okay, enough from me. Buckle up and hold on to your hats. Carol, Treywick, where are you? Hold on to your hat and enjoy this rousing, exciting, and fun event, which we're very proud to provide for all of you. I'm proud to introduce my colleague and my friend from Grossberg, Michael Walsh.
Thanks, Larry. Raise this up just a little bit. Hello, I'm Michael Walsh. As they mentioned, a partner at Grossberg Company. We are proud to be one of the founding sponsors and want to congratulate this year's honorees. It's a well-deserved accomplishment. Speaking of accomplishments, as mentioned, we're in our 99th year of service, which if my math is correct, it'll be 100 years next year. So we'll be celebrating 100 years. Now you might wonder what it's like working with a 100-year-old company. Well, I recently started working with one of our older clients, actually one of the founding father's children, our founding, Mr. Grossberg's child, and they had a trust that's been set up since the 40s, so it's a very long trust, and it's made its way through the course, and they're looking to wind it down. And as the CPA, they asked me, hey, can you set up a phone conference with all the family members so we can get together and make sure we're doing this properly and get it down? And I was like, I'm more than happy to. So I put the number out there, and the time of the meeting came, and everyone joined except one person. And they seemed to be, all family members getting agitated with each other. So the person in charge wanted to call the person up, so I can hear him on his cell phone calling the person up saying, hey, hello, why didn't you call the number? What? The number. You were supposed to call the number. I can't. What? Why can't you? Here's a number. I want you to write it down and call. I told you I can't. Why not? I'm on the toilet. Thank God it wasn't a video call, but that's what it's like working for a 100-year-old accounting firm, so just kidding. So being part of Grossberg Company for a company that's lasted 100 years really gives me a sense of pride, similar to what I think each of the honorees is feeling. And this year, I think we have the opportunity to put an exclamation point on this year's event. If you guys look underneath your desserts, there's a little way to make a donation. And I think the best possible way to end this year is to show our support to the honorees by making a donation today. That's right, a donation to the universities at Shady Grove. Now, I've met a lot of the students here, and I'm proud to say that I'm part of their mentoring program, and I can tell you firsthand that they really appreciate all the money that's donated to them and the use of this scholarship fund. So please, let's end this year on a high note, making this the largest or highest Hall of Fame donation day that we can do. Thank you for attending, and next up is our co-founder from Sandy Spring Bank, Mr. Ken Cook.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor to be here. And I do find it kind of interesting that the two primary sponsors, Sandy Spring Bank and Grossberg's celebrating 100 years. They're in their 100th year. And Sandy Spring is celebrating 155 years of being headquartered in this county, 1868. So we're not only in it to win it, we're in it for the long term. And it's great. It's great seeing so many friends here and clients over many, many years in the county. And we are just really proud to continue our support of the Montgomery County Business Hall of Fame. I want to thank my colleagues here today. I'm not going to name them, but we have great bankers, and we love to do business with each and every one of you. We can fix it if you don't do business with us right now. So, the Hall of Fame is dedicated not only recognizing great business leaders in this community, but as has been stated a number of times, it's about raising money for the USG Scholarship Fund. 11 years, $1.7, $1.8 million, that's just a lot of money. We are changing lives. We are making a difference. I cannot think of a more pure gift than that of an education that no one can ever take away from you. And we've heard story after story. Please, feel free to applaud at any time. I appreciate that. But we've heard so many stories, like Mike had said, from students who, if not for USG, because they have to work, they couldn't spend half of the day in traffic, they couldn't board somewhere, they didn't have the money, they have to help with family members that are maybe ill or what have you, that if not for us right here on this campus, they would not be getting a college education. So these are great stories. And also, offering the education our community gives our students a greater sense of belonging at the same time that we're making a real difference in their lives. I do want to thank H.L. Ward. He's not here today, but H.L. Ward was the CEO of Monument Bank, and he and Larry started this fine Hall of Fame luncheon. You know, when I speak in front of groups, I often discuss the economic circle of life. I know I mentioned it last year, that is part of our community every day. And the role that banks play, and I just want to clarify a couple things. What we do as bankers is we provide external capital to businesses which help them grow and become more prosperous. That capital is almost all local deposits that people entrust with us. We just turn around and lend that money back to neighbors to improve their homes, or to businesses to help that business grow, helps them create jobs and improve their colleagues' life circumstances. With our modest profits, we then give back to the community, which has given us their business. And giving back is a key to that circle. So as I look at our honorees today and congratulate them, here's what I see. I see very successful business and professional people who didn't take that for granted and who make it a priority not just to create a successful business, but who are leaders who lead by example in making their community a better place to live and work via all their civic involvement and give their time and financial commitments back to their community. I was reading earlier, I don't know where Craig's sitting right now, Craig English, but to help the youth, to help youngsters become interested in your profession and to mentor them. It's wonderful. It's not just business people mentoring future business people. It's cultural and areas that are making the community a better place to live. So thank you. For our young people here today, please connect yourself to leaders like our honorees and follow their example as you are our future and they're your best teachers. And as I've mentioned before, get your 4-year degree here at USG. It's just a great institution. I'll conclude with a very brief story. As a very young adult, a friend of mine who's a few years older got me interested in an organization called the JCs. That may ring a bell to some of you. And it taught leadership and management and that sort of thing through civic projects in our communities. And there was a creed or a little something that we said at the end of each of our meetings, and it struck me this morning as I was preparing my remarks. The last sentence we would say at the end of each meeting is, service to humanity is the best work of life. And I don't know, it hit me this morning that because of my friend 45 years ago or so, I got involved in committing myself to trying to make various communities better. And it takes time, it takes talent, it takes money. And some of us can give one of those, and some of us can give others, and sometimes some of us can give all of it. But it just stuck with me, and I just wanted to kind of share that. My final comment is, as Mike did, please help support us financially. And we'd love for everyone here to be able to help us. But maybe the message is to go back to colleagues and employers and other business owners and maybe garner a little interest in the scholarship fund here at USG and the Business Hall of Fame. Did I say Business Hall of Fun? It's a new idea Larry had. Okay, Larry, I didn't mean to let the cat out of the bag. Okay. So we really appreciate it. And with that, thank you very much. And I would like to introduce our keynote speaker, Kevin Beverly. Kevin.
Just want to make sure I didn't say good morning instead of good afternoon. Most of you who know me know that there's nothing on this. I get these handed to me all the time. I don't do much with them, but I have to do one thing, because the last time I was up here was 2017 when I received this award. And I was asking Bill Schlossenberg, I said, Bill, what's the one thing that I don't want to forget to say up here? And Bill said, remember to thank your wife. Of course, the one thing I forgot to do while I was up here was to thank my wife. She's not here today, but there are some people here who know her. I want, when you see her, to let her know that I thanked her. So I want to start today by basically thanking the many sponsors, especially Sandy Spring and Grossberg, for being so committed to this activity, and it's really important, and our host, Ann Kadamian, here at USG for hosting this event. It's wonderful. And then to congratulate this year's inductees into the Hall of Fame. I mean, I was honored and humbled and when I was selected to be a member of this august group. And like all of those who've come before them, what they've demonstrated is leadership, both in their community and with their businesses. I mean, the economic health of Montgomery County has a huge impact on the overall health of our community. These leaders are driving that impact. These leaders are what makes a difference in our economy. So why do I say that? Being a former business owner and now spending my time as a board chair here at the University of Shady Grove, also as a board chair of the Montgomery County Economic Development Corporation, and a nonprofit called College Tracks. The connection that I have is with education, economic development, and workforce. That intersection is so, so important. And in a county where we have such an amazing group of nonprofits who support a lot of the activities that go on in the county, what's more important to me now is not so much all of the social good that brings on, because everybody has a nonprofit that they support, brings a tear to their eye when they see what the work that they do. But what we have now is an economic imperative. What we have is an opportunity through organizations like the universities at Shady Grove here to support the growth, as Ken said, of a bunch of students who would not necessarily have had the opportunity to achieve that four-year degree. The opportunity that is presented by a lot of scholarships. And as our executive director here talks a lot about, we want these young people to leave here debt-free. Those scholarships help support that. And I can't say that, I want to say that once more, debt-free. When you're listening to the news today and you're hearing about all these young people who are sitting on college loans and unable to pay them, trying to figure out how they're going to get themselves into the economy where they're actually supporting themselves instead of trying to pay off a debt that seems insurmountable. The opportunity for us here to make a real contribution to that, I think, is really important. We have an opportunity, and it's been said more times than probably should today, but take the opportunity to give to this institution, because when you're giving to this institution, truly are supporting a group of students who may not have been able to attend college. There's a new plan, and we have our former county executive here who greatly familiar with the new blueprint for Maryland and his role in that and all the things that go along with trying to make sure that this next generation of our workforce truly is the best versions of themselves that they can be. We have an opportunity here in Montgomery County. You know, we're the land of milk and honey. Everybody thinks that. But we know that we have pockets in this community that aren't served. We have pockets in this community who struggle. I always use statistics, always surprises people, and I've probably said it enough times that most people have probably heard me say it. We've got more kids on free and reduced meals in Montgomery County than there are in the entirety of the DC public school system. That's an incredible statistic. We have a very, very diverse population, which makes it a difficult chore trying to make sure you're serving all. The number of languages that are spoken in our school systems, staggering. But we're attempting to communicate with all of them. And that's important. You know, recognizing just how many kids, and with diversities around 165,000 of them, makes it difficult to be everywhere for everyone. But I think in this community, where we truly do embrace our diversity and see it as an advantage, that we have the opportunity to turn Montgomery County into something incredibly special. It's a good place, but what's the enemy of greatness? It's being good. you think you're good enough, I think we have the opportunity to achieve greatness. Because Montgomery County has resources, it has good elected officials, it has a community of business that I wish we could get a little more connected to our elected officials. Because I think we have such an opportunity to do more than we're doing by just connecting, communicating, being a part of what should be the greatest county in the States. So I'm not going to go on much longer. I mean, he said I had 45 minutes, but I think that would be taking it a bit. That would be taking it a bit far. So there's a lot of smart people here, lots of technical, lots of attorneys. But here's what I want you to think about. I want you to think about what emotional intelligence is. Because I think that's what's truly going to separate us from all of our competitors as we try to turn Montgomery County into the greatest county on the state of this earth. So think about how you use that emotional intelligence to connect with our students, to connect with your business partners, to connect with your communities. Because just being smart is not enough. You know, you really do have to think about an effective leader connects with people. And in this room, we've got a lot of really effective leaders. So I'm asking you all to take that to that next level. You got asked earlier, put it to work here at USG. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. It is now my great pleasure to present to you our new inductees to the Montgomery County Business Hall of Fame. We begin with Jillian Copeland, founder of Main Street Connect. If AI were tasked with designing a caring, committed, and driven individual, it may well come up with someone a lot like Jillian Copeland. In 2007, after a decade with Montgomery County Public Schools, Jillian founded the Diener School, which has educated more than 250 students with learning and other challenges. In 2014, Jillian created Teens Like Us, a weekend and summer inclusive social program designed to meet the needs of teens with disabilities in the greater Washington area. Then came her most ambitious endeavor, Main Street Connect, a first-of-its-kind inclusive and affordable apartment building and community center serving people of all abilities. Main Street currently provides membership opportunities to over 250 resident and non-resident members. And most recently, if she hasn't done enough already, Jillian has established the Epilepsies Action Network to support those suffering with epilepsy. Additionally, Jillian's passion to serve has inspired her to volunteer with numerous Montgomery County organizations, and her compassion and service have been recognized with several awards. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Jillian Copeland.
Hi, everybody. Oh, that was nice. Thank you. Thank you, Melissa. That was lovely. It's always weird to hear about yourself, right? So first, I want to thank universities, hi, Ike, for this wonderful honor. Not sure it's totally deserved, but I greatly appreciate it. I'm going to take a suggestion from Kevin Beverly and thank my husband next. I don't want to forget him. He actually should be the one standing up here. I want to thank my boys who are here, Jack and Ethan and Danny, my friends who always support me, my Main Street connectors, the staff who is with us today, and of course, the MoCo 360 team. Thank you all for your support. Really appreciate it. I want to congratulate the inductees today. So well deserved this honor. And I have 2 minutes, which isn't always easy, so I'm going to do a quick share about Main Street Connect. Main Street is a nonprofit. We are right down the street, if you haven't been there. We do a lot of things. We provide inclusive, affordable, accessible living for adults, all adults, but especially for adults with disabilities who may not otherwise have affordability, inclusivity, or accessibility in their lives. We also have a community-based membership where we have over 200 members, 15 programs, most of them that run on the ground floor of Main Street that are open to residents, but also open to everyone else, all of you. And we connect and we learn and we move and we bake sometimes together. We have something for everyone, and it's really a beautiful place of connection and belonging. Much like the universities of Shady Grove, we're very aligned in that. We also we work on advocacy and awareness and education, hoping to provide additional Main Streets and other amazing housing and programs for adults with disabilities. So lastly, I know Larry's going to come up and give me the hook if I'm not finished in a minute. So lastly, I just want to take a minute because I think one of the most important things we do at Main Street right now, which I believe is missing out there in the world, quite honestly, with what we're all dealing with, and there's so many challenges around the globe, is kindness and respect. And Main Street is a movement. We are a movement of inclusion and kindness and respect and dignity. And I think if we all started from there, we probably wouldn't be in these predicaments anyway. So I want to take a minute while we're all here, the gratitude that we feel for being together, having all of this delicious food and connecting with other people, to also take a minute for so many around the globe who aren't, and just maybe at some point today or through the week, maybe a random act of kindness or a prayer for peace for those in need, I think would be a great thing for all of us to leave here to do today. And lastly, if you want a little light, if you want a little love, if you want a little purpose in your life, come join us at Main Street. We invite you to come to our Soulful Cafe, come for a tour, come be a member, a volunteer, a friend. It's a great way to connect and engage, and I promise you'll leave with a smile. So thank you again, universities, for this amazing honor, and thank you all for being here today.
Congratulations again. Our next inductee this afternoon is Joseph Craig English, artist and printmaker. Craig's art has become part of life in our region. His works have been shown and sold at art festivals throughout the country. Not bad for someone who was once told, you cannot make a living as a fine artist. Fortunately for all of us, he ignored that advice. In 1972, working in a converted bedroom in his Bethesda apartment, Craig began creating art after work and on weekends. A couple of years later, he was able to build the Washington Grove studio where he still works. When I was coming here today, Craig, I told my dad I was honoring you, and he said, tell him I have 8 of his prints. I said, I'll let him know. Today, Craig's art can be found in my house, my family's homes, museums, corporate collections, and American embassies around the world. And while his streetscapes now include places in Richmond, New York, North Carolina, California, the artist and his art will always be associated with the Washington region and Montgomery County. His work reaches young people throughout the county, and his heart and art have helped raise funds for churches and charities that provide services for the homeless and the developmentally challenged. Ladies and gentlemen, Craig English.
I'm Joseph Craig English, but my friends all call me Craig. Hi, friends. I always loved playing baseball. My dad was a World War II vet, and he loved the game. He'd come home every day from his job at the telephone company, and he'd grab his mitt so that we could play catch together. I never wanted to be a pro baseball player. I knew from the time I was old enough to hold a crayon that my destiny was to be an artist. I've been very blessed to be planted in Montgomery County, where your hard work, your innovation, and your generosity have created fertile ground for an artist like me to flourish. Parents come to me with a question. My child wants to pursue a career in art. What should I do? The first thought that comes to my mind is to tell them that their child must take a vow of poverty. But then I think of my life, the 52 years that I've worked here, and the wonderful opportunities that have been presented to me. Yes, one person can make a difference in the community without a huge staff behind them, without vast resources, or even an extra dollar. One person can give of themselves and change lives. My favorite memories are of working with sixth graders in several county elementary schools, sharing the beauty and bounty of Maryland's Chesapeake Bay, while painting murals of fish that will grace their school halls for years. In the midst of our painting, I was often approached by teachers who asked if they could paint too. Seeing how much fun we were having, I never turned them down. Several years ago, I was honored to be asked to a pioneer program to take art into the county detention center, where children 12 to 16 years old were being held, awaiting court dates for crimes they had committed. I had no experience working with high-risk children, but I learned that kindness goes a long way in affirming young children in a critical time in their lives. We made wonderful art together, and their enthusiasm deeply touched me. For 20 years, I coached girls fast-pitch softball, and I taught at a pitching clinic in Montgomery Village, channeling pitchers into all the county's softball programs. I organized and ran a Labor Day weekend of athletic events for children and adults of my town of Washington Grove for 38 years. When I retired, the town honored and embarrassed me by naming our field the Craig English Athletic Field. In closing, I want to thank each of you for being artists in your own chosen field, creators who have made Montgomery County a wonderful place to live, work, and grow. Thank you.
I also went to high school with Craig's daughters at Gaithersburg High School, so. Okay, our next inductee is David Trone, founder of Total Wine and More. Elected in 2018, Congressman David Trone is a tremendous advocate for the county and the region. He's especially committed to supporting education, which helped to make the difference in his life. David grew up on his family's farm, which was ultimately lost to bankruptcy. Focusing on the opportunities education provided, he earned a bachelor's degree from Furman University and an MBA from the Wharton School of Business. While in graduate school, he opened his first beverage store. Today, Total Wine and More is the largest independent retailer of wine and spirits in the country with more than 250 locations. David has used his success to give back, supporting causes throughout Montgomery County and the region. In addition, he established the Trone Center for Justice and Equality to focus on problems in the U.S. criminal justice system. And in Congress, he co-founded the Second Chance Task Force, the Mental Health and Substance Abuse Disorder Task Force, and spearheaded legislation to make Pell Grants available to incarcerated students. Please welcome Congressman David Trone.
Okay, first of all, thanks to my wife, thank you. Second of all, thanks Shady Grove. We really appreciate that. And thank you and congratulations to all the other honorees. What a great group of honorees we have here today. We're very fortunate. Frankly, this award is not about me. It's really about our team. It's a reflection on the people in the company that created a business based on an idea. And every business is an idea to do something different, do something better. And that's what we had, and that's what we've moved forward with. And the focus is know your customer. Take care of your customer. My focus now is take care of your constituent. Total Wine & More now, with 12,000 team members across the country. Last year, we recorded over $6 billion in revenue. It was a long run. We're not an overnight success. But only in America, in a place like Montgomery County, a region like this that does so much diversity, and that diversity of ideas, diversity of people, that's what gives us the ability to do something unique and get better ideas. That's what makes Montgomery County so strong and such a hub of innovation and entrepreneurship. But success, we all know one thing, it means nothing if we don't give back. So we've worked hard at Total Wine all through our career to be part of our communities in every way we possibly can. In the last 5 years, through our foundation and the company, we've given back over $100 million to groups like the ACLU, Suburban Hospital, Hopkins, American, you name it. But as most of you know, I made a choice a few years ago to enter public service. Who thinks that was a dumb choice? I'll tell you frankly, one thing we know is it's clear that politicians have absolutely so much to learn from business. So much to learn from business. But frankly, there's very little business can learn from politicians. Very little. Politicians need to change and become public servants and not politicians. Because we work for you. We serve you. And we need to move our focus to thinking long-term about you, putting people first, and putting your children and your grandchildren first. If we could use that in our decision-making every time, we'd make the right decision for the long term versus making the short-term convenient decision, which are seldom right. And then maybe we could get right in a better way those areas that don't have a voice. Folks lost in addiction, 110,000 last year. Folks lost suffering mental illness, over 50,000 suicides. And those stuck in a systemically racist criminal justice system. Those are the things that I focus on in Congress, and the success in business has enabled me to do that. So I really appreciate and love business and appreciate being here today and appreciate this honor, and will continue to plow forward thinking long term about our children and our grandchildren. Thank you.
Congratulations once again. Now we come to our final inductee this afternoon, Tien Wong, Chairman and CEO of Opus 8, Inc. Tien's an entrepreneur who understands the need to constantly evolve. In 1991, he co-founded CyberWeb, which became one of the world's largest private customer relationship management companies. After it was acquired in 2003, Tien became CEO of Opus 8, a private investment and advisory firm which helps raise capital. Tien is also chairman of Lumius, an ed tech company which provides advanced tech training and learning analytics to development for Fortune 500 customers. In 2012, Tien created Connectpreneur, an international community of more than 25,000 founders, CEOs, angel investors, venture capitalists, and other business leaders. The community hosts bi-monthly regional investor and entrepreneurship forums and monthly pitch events. More than 1,100 early-stage companies have presented since inception, with about half raised funds from investors. Tian has been recognized by prestigious local and national organizations, serves on numerous boards and commissions, served in the state as a member of the Maryland Venture Fund Authority, and is a frequent guest lecturer at the University of Maryland and Georgetown University. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tian Wong.
Great, thank you guys. I appreciate the award. It's quite an honor to be part of this program, especially with Craig and Jillian and David. Kev, I'm going to follow your lead. Also, I want to thank my wife, Bev, who's over there, and my family. It does take a village, as David said. We've got an amazing team, great clients, phenomenal partners, including USG. I want to thank Ann Kademian and commend everything you're doing for the community and for providing these great opportunities for these awesome students. And near and dear to me is the Equity Incubator, which I believe is one of the best in the region. And you've got amazing companies, and they've been participating in our programs as well. And I think we might see a unicorn or two, hopefully, in the next 5 years or so. So thank you for everything you're doing. Finally, I'm going to be the fastest, Larry. I'd like to have a little message for the young people in the audience and for the students. I think that the theme here is give, and my message is pay it forward, because if you pay it forward and you help people and you help do your best to improve the human condition, you can achieve whatever success you want. So with that, I want to thank everybody for coming, and see a lot of great friends and mentors in the room. So thank you for all your support, and thank you so much.
Let me one more time offer my congrats to the newest inductees into the Montgomery County Business Hall of Fame. Now we have the opportunity to hear directly from a student who benefited as a recipient of a Montgomery County Business Hall of Fame scholarship. Hope Klein is a 2022 graduate of the University of Maryland Communication and Media Studies program here at USG. She's currently a scheduler and case aide in the Office of Montgomery County Council President Evan Glass. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Hope Klein.
Hi, everybody. My name is Hope Klein. I am a very proud recent graduate from the University of Maryland College Park Communication Program right here at USG. I grew up in Montgomery County Public Schools and have lived here my whole life. Currently, I work for Montgomery County Council President Evan Glass, where I handle constituent services, the Health and Human Services portfolio, and manage his schedule. I will say it was quite the role reversal to ask him to review my remarks for a change. He was very gracious and let me borrow our Chief of Staff, Valeria Carranza, who is sitting over there with my dad. I spent a good chunk of my 20s and 30s getting high in basements until 2019, when I was arrested and charged with possession with intent to distribute a controlled dangerous substance. My mom was losing her 9-year-long battle with cancer, and I hadn't been a good daughter for years. Between law enforcement and divine intervention, I had a simple choice: end up in jail or change my life. I spent the next several months splitting my time between church basements and at her bedside. As I made my amends to her in front of my dad and my brother and asked what I can do to make it right, she told me that all she wanted was for me to stay clean and finish school. So that's what I promised her I would do. My mom died that night. I was feeling determined to change and hungry for a second chance to make her proud. Luckily, in 2011, I had gotten my associate's degree from Montgomery College, and shortly after she passed, I applied and was accepted to the communication program at USG. At the time, I was saddled with legal bills and was a bit reluctant to go back to school in my mid-30s because I thought I would never be able to keep up in my classes or find a fulfilling career, considering I had minimal work experience and a criminal background. But I figured, what do I have to lose? Feeling like I would be an atypical student meant I fit right in here. I worked harder in my classes than I've ever worked on anything in my life. I sat in the front row, came prepared with questions, attended office hours, and made friends with lots of people 15 years younger than me. Due to grants and scholarships like the one from the Montgomery County Business Hall of Fame, I was able to get my bachelor's from here debt-free. Thank you. When I walked across that stage in May of 2022 and saw my dad beaming with pride that his daughter, who was a criminal, just graduated from college with a 4.0, that is the proudest moment of my whole life. I could not have done any of this if opportunities like these weren't available. The money for this scholarship is unrestricted, meaning it goes to people who need it the most. When I was looking for jobs right at the end of my time at USG, I had to ask people on the board of advisors, people like Shirley Brandman, Steve Simon, along with my professors, to write me boilerplate character references because I didn't have professional references. I used projects from my last semester as writing samples, and between that and my charming personality, I got the job in Evan Glass's office. Because this county did not give up on me, and opportunities like the Montgomery County Business Hall of Fame scholarship, I get to help the most vulnerable residents in the county with issues from housing and mental health services to downed trees and HOA disputes, using what I learned in school in intercultural communication and communication in gender, where I learned to observe and respect verbal and nonverbal boundaries. Everything I have today is because of my education. I was even able to get my record expunged because the head of the criminology department here at USG heard my story and wanted to help. So she linked me up with an attorney who filed the paperwork for me free of charge. I never would have guessed that I could lead a life without drugs, a fulfilling life, where I get to be a public servant, a good sister, a good daughter. So please don't ever count someone out, because if they have the right tools, the scholarships, and the motivation, anything is possible, and I am proof of that. Congratulations to the inductees, and it truly has been an honor. Thank you so much for letting me share my story.
I MC a lot of events, and I'm often asked to MC events for things that are very close to my heart. Adoption, for example. I have an adopted daughter. Infertility, which is something I battled for a long time. And I thought today I could get away with not crying, but thanks, Hope. Thanks to Hope. I have some tears in my eyes. Congratulations. An amazing story. I'm now pleased to introduce our host this afternoon, Dr. Ann Comedian, Executive Director of the university's of Shady Grove. As mentioned earlier, when the Montgomery County Business Hall of Fame held its inaugural event in 2012, it was announced that all net proceeds of the annual event would go to scholarship programs right here at USG. Since that day, this event has raised more than $1.6 million for scholarships. That's in unrestricted funds, as Hope had mentioned, which can go to students who need them most. To date, more than 1,200 students have received the Montgomery County Business Hall of Fame scholarship. USG is an amazing place. 9 different University System of Maryland campuses brought together under one roof, offering more than 80 high-demand degree programs, all right here in Maryland's largest, most economically vital jurisdiction. Dr. Kademian was a highly regarded scholar and author who had taught at some of the country's most prestigious universities when she was named USG's executive director in 2020. In the 3 years since, she's partnered with industry leaders and employers across the region to ensure that the skills taught to USG students are the skills that employers need. She's also led the development of USG's first ever strategic plan, USG 2.0 is what they call it, with an increase focused on career readiness and employer engagement. and she secured nearly $12 million in grants, gifts, and federal funding to help make her vision for USG a reality. Please welcome our final speaker this afternoon, Dr. Ann Kademian.
Well, hello, everyone. I'll go by comedian. I like that. That's good. I like it. Thank you so much, Melissa. You've done such a great job today. Hasn't she been great? Thank you, Melissa. And thank you, Hope. Beautiful, beautiful. Welcome, everyone, to the universities at Shady Grove. We are so pleased to have you here today on our beautiful campus. If this is your first time here, we want to see more of you here. We have so many places, so much opportunity for all lifelong learners to plug in and to grow and to learn. So everybody is welcome here. We are, hands down, I'm a little biased, but hands down, the most unique campus anywhere. There's nothing else like it in Maryland or in the rest of the country. 9 universities come together in partnership with employers to create and build opportunities for every student to succeed academically and professionally. I like to say 9 universities, 1 campus, great results. Every year, we are honored to host the Montgomery County Business Hall of Fame luncheon, and we are grateful and thrilled to have our students benefit from the scholarship support generated by so many businesses and so many individuals. I want to personally give a special congratulations to our wonderful honorees, to Craig, to Jillian, to David, Congressman, and to Tien. Thank you for the incredible impact you have made and you will continue to make on Montgomery County and beyond through beautiful, vibrant art that is accessible and gives meaning to the community all around us, through brave and bold innovation that builds a much more inclusive community, through business innovation and philanthropy that addresses not only opportunity but urgent need, and through the dynamic connections and energetic relationships that drive the entrepreneurial ecosystem. You all have built so much more than successful businesses. You are building and supporting community. Thank you all. I also want to say welcome back to USG, to all the past honorees who are here today and who are featured on our Hall of Fame wall, which I hope you all will check out as you're here. Be sure to take a look. And thank you for being with us and being part of the greater USG community. We owe a big thank you, of course, to Larry Rosenblum. Hey. Woo! I'm standing now, Larry, who founded the Montgomery County Business Hall of Fame together with H.L. Ward, and to everyone at our presenting companies, the Grossberg Company and Sandy Spring Bank, who work so hard each year to make this happen, and a sincere thank you to the Hall of Fame committee and to all of the generous sponsors of this annual event. I also want to give a big shout out to the USG team. You are absolutely amazing. Thank you for all the work you do. And I want to thank the wonderful individuals who are serving this beautiful meal and who prepared this beautiful meal for us. Thank you so much. We just heard Hope's powerful testimony to the importance of the Montgomery County Business Hall of Fame Scholarship and other scholarships at USG. Thank you, Hope. You are an inspiration. And Hope's story proves that everyone in this room is part of a bigger story, a story about next steps, and about creating and keeping the next generation of great leaders here in Montgomery County. Everyone's next chapter can begin here at USG. And nothing is more important to students starting their next chapter than your continued success as business leaders. Here at USG, we are doing what we can do to help. Under our new strategic plan, you heard it, USG 2.0, write it down, remember it. It's the future. We are doing what we can do to help. We have made career readiness the very center of our work so that every student who graduates from one of our 9 university partners will be ready to succeed for you and ready for a great career or to start their own business as well. Keep telling us what you need in your workforce pipeline and work with us in partnership so that graduates are ready on day 1. The scholarship dollars raised today will help send hundreds of students into Montgomery County's workforce. The Hall of Fame makes sure that nothing stands in the way of success. We aspire to have every USG student graduate debt-free. That is our goal. It is going to take a lot, but why not? What is more important, right? To be able to graduate, step into the workforce, ready to go without the burden of debt. But together we can make it happen. And together we can help students start their careers without that debt following them. Today we celebrate a dozen years of great partnership that has helped generate more than $1.6 million in scholarships. And we can't thank you enough. But we need to build on this powerful partnership of business and education. It is a partnership. Let's invest more in the future of Montgomery County and the state of Maryland. There is so much that we can do together. Thank you all.
With a name like Malay, I get the mispronunciation. Believe me, I get mullet and all kinds of things. Thank you once again. And once again, I congratulate today's inductees into the Montgomery County Business Hall of Fame. We want to thank our sponsors who helped make this wonderful event possible, and all of you for being here with us to make the afternoon such a success. And I appreciate the opportunity to share in this very special occasion for the first time. So thanks for having me. At the end of the program, we ask that every Hall of Famer, past and present, come up to the stage here for just one group photo. We'll make it quick for you. You know, some folks have places to be. Ladies and gentlemen, please mark your calendars. Next year's induction ceremony will be held Tuesday, October 29th, 2024. I encourage you to like and follow the Montgomery County Business Hall of Fame on Facebook. This will be on NBC tomorrow morning. We're going to get some video and photos and air between 4 and 7. So record it if you're not up early like my mother and watching and commenting. Also, the floral centerpieces are available, so one person at each table can feel free to take those centerpieces home, except table 4, because that's mine. Were we table 4 because of me? Or did that just happen? That just happened. I want to remind you that parking is complimentary with validation available from one of the student ambassadors or event coordinator. Thank you. Have a great afternoon, and please travel safe.